In a quiet village in Japan, there was a small hill covered with many trees. Among them stood a young sakura tree. Most of the year, it looked just like any other tree. But deep inside, it had a dream: to bloom so beautifully that everyone who saw it would stop and admire it. During the long winter months, the hill was covered in snow. Everything was silent and still. The sakura tree would look up at the sky and wonder, when will my time come? Every day it asked the sun, how much longer do I have to wait? The sun would gently reply, be patient. Every flower has its own season. At last, winter passed and spring arrived. Warm breezes began to flow across the hill. One morning, the sakura tree noticed tiny buds appearing on its branches. Day by day, those buds grew until the entire tree was covered in soft pink and white blossoms. It felt as if its world had changed overnight. People from the village began to visit every day. Families came to enjoy picnics beneath its branches. Friends gathered to laugh and take photos. Children ran around happily, while older people sat quietly, admiring the beauty of the flowers. The sakura tree felt proud and happy. One afternoon, a little girl looked up at the blossoms and asked her father, "Dad, why are these flowers so beautiful?" Her father smiled and answered, "Because they do not last forever." The little girl did not fully understand, but the sakura tree heard those words and began to think about them. Days passed. Spring continued. Then one gentle afternoon, a soft breeze blew across the hill. A few petals drifted from the branches and floated to the ground. The sakura tree became worried. The next day, more petals fell. And then even more. Soon, the beautiful blossoms that had covered the tree began to disappear. The sakura tree felt sad. I waited so long to bloom, it thought. Why does it have to end so quickly? Nearby stood an old pine tree that had watched everything. The pine tree asked, "Why are you so sad?" The sakura tree replied, "My beauty is fading. Soon people will stop coming to see me." The old pine tree smiled kindly. "Do you know how many people found joy because of your blossoms?" "But my flowers are falling," said Sakura. "Flowers are not the only thing that remain," the pine tree answered. "The memories you created remain too. The laughter, the smiles, the moments families shared beneath your branches, those things do not disappear when the petals fall." The sakura tree listened carefully. The pine tree continued, "Some of the most beautiful things in life last only a short time. A sunset, a rainbow, morning dew, and sakura blossoms. Their beauty comes not from how long they stay, but from how deeply they touch our hearts." For a moment, the sakura tree was silent. Then it looked down at the ground. Its fallen petals had formed a soft pink carpet beneath its branches. Children were still playing among them. Visitors were still taking photographs. Some people even said, "Look how beautiful the sakura petals are, even after they have fallen." At that moment, the sakura tree understood. Beauty is not only about blooming. It is also about bringing happiness to others and leaving behind memories that last long after the flowers are gone. The seasons continued to change. Winter returned, and then spring came once again. The sakura tree bloomed as beautifully as before. But this time, it was not afraid of losing its petals. Because it had learned an important lesson. Not everything beautiful lasts forever, but the joy, love, and memories we create can remain in people's hearts for a lifetime.